This is CBC Here and Now.
When the new Costco opens on Thursday, will these roundabouts send drivers for a spin?
Roundabouts are designed basically to reduce risk. They slow down traffic, and in my experience, they are a little bit hard to get used to.
Round and round to get to Galway.
Drivers worry about circular confusion as the new Costco opens this week.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Carolyn Stokes.
And I'm Anthony Germain. Well, we're just 2 days away from the new Costco opening in Galway, but right now the biggest buzz isn't about that store. It's all about the roundabouts.
Yes, anyone heading from Mount Pearl or from Pitts Memorial Drive will have to negotiate 2 roundabouts, each with 2 sets of lanes. And with thousands of drivers trying it out for the first time this weekend, things could get tangly. Here and Now, Zach Gowdy swung by for an early look.
Well, this is where the rubber meets the road. Just over the hill here in Mount Pearl is the new Costco, and to get there, we'll have to drive through 2 roundabouts. How hard can it be?
Famous last words, maybe? Drivers will hit the first roundabout heading into Galway at the intersection of Ruth Avenue and Pitts Memorial Drive. You hit the next a few seconds later on Beaumont Hamel Way. To get to Costco, you need to exit on Danny Drive.
All right, let's do this.
Like I said, how hard can it be? Well, let's ask some people who've done it already. The new Costco store opens on Thursday, but the gas station is open now.
The roundabouts, I don't have any issue with them, but I've heard people say things, and I hope they have somebody here to help people out on Thursday morning. That's all I can say.
I think it's wonderful. It needs some time, and it gives also some discipline to drive more slowly.
Good advice. I have a few tips of my own.
So there are 2 big points with these roundabouts. The first is just like any other kind of roundabout. You have to yield when entering the circle. Anyone who's already in the roundabout has the right of way, so as you are entering, make sure to yield to any other traffic.
The second, trickier point is that these are multi-lane roundabouts. You have to pay attention to which lane you're in.
For example, as we get into this second roundabout, I want to go to Costco, so I'm going to have to move to the outside lane so that I can get off on Danny Drive. If I stay on the inside lane, well, I'm going to get a little unplanned tour of Galway.
People on social media don't have much faith in our roundabout abilities. Some describe the roundabouts as a maze. Some say they're too small, and some say that people here just don't know how to use them. Dale Jarvis tweeted that he saw someone going the wrong way around, and that Thursday morning is going to be amazing.
There's no doubt, it's a major event that's happening on Thursday.
Galway is part of St. John's, but it's on the doorstep of Mount Pearl. Mayor Dave Akers says the early days could cause headaches in his city, but in the long run, Mount Pearl businesses could benefit from having Costco as a neighbor.
They all like traffic, right? That's what drives their business. So when it's all said and done, sometimes these are good problems to have. Yes, our residents are going to find it a little inconvenient. Hopefully, once the initial run at Costco is over, Mount Pearl is largely a commuter city. Hopefully, coming and going, leaving in the morning, coming home at supper time won't be impacted too much.
All the same, if you're shopping at Costco this weekend, you'll want to budget some extra time. Zach Gowdy, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, it could take days to repair a washed-out section of highway in Labrador. The damage to Highway 510 has left trucks and travelers stranded on both sides since early yesterday morning. Here Now's Jacob Barker has been following this story and has the latest.
The repairs to the road are underway. The Department of Transportation and Works told us yesterday that they will be creating a diversion for traffic to use while they repair the large culvert that was damaged. These bikers found themselves stranded on their way to a friend's wedding in St. John's. Today they consulted with a helicopter company about slinging their bikes across the divide.
We've looked into about everything, planes, trains, automobiles, helicopters, ramps, boom trucks, you name it, we've tried it. People around here are pretty easy to deal with and super accommodating, but unfortunately it's not our day, it doesn't seem.
They're willing to do whatever it takes to make it by next Saturday.
We all want to be there to support them, and we have Airbnbs booked, ferries home, tire installations, and we kind of prepaid for a lot of it. So if we have to turn back, it's going to cost us time and money, unfortunately.
The road closure is also disrupting the flow of goods along the highway. Christopher's Trucking moves everything from groceries to building materials along the South Coast Road. The owner says his trucks have been on hold since Sunday night, and that's costing his business money.
You look at it, okay, you have drivers sitting, you have trucks and trailers basically loaded with products as well, so it's substantial really when you look at it, the cost, okay, that you incur in a situation like this, in the tens of thousands of dollars.
Well, beginning tomorrow, the government says it will be putting in a helicopter service for stranded passengers, and there will be freight services provided by Labrador Marine. But as for timeline right now, there isn't one. It says it could take several days for the repairs to happen. Jacob Barker, CBC News, Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Well, the good news is it does look like things will be quiet over the next couple of days for those repairs. We are seeing a mix of sun and cloud this afternoon, especially up through parts of or at least western Labrador. And then this afternoon for the island, a beautiful afternoon, generally seeing some cloud cover for parts of central. And that allowed the temperatures to climb quite nicely. So reached a high of 16 degrees in St. John's, in the mid-teens for the rest of the island, then up through Labrador. Lab City reached a high near 20 degrees this afternoon. Now, as we head through the next, or at least through the overnight tonight, those skies are going to clear. So we do have some frost warnings in place. I'll have all those details coming up.
Emergency officials responded to an ammonia leak inside the curling club in Happy Valley Goose Bay late this afternoon. The curling club and the Labrador Provincial Training Center were both evacuated. The town's fire chief says no one was inside the buildings at the time.
We got a call of a flashing light here at the curling club that the town controls. We came up and assessed the situation. I sent 3 firefighters in BA. The readings were high, ventilated the building. The wind is going away from us at this moment. That's why it's not evacuated down this end. But we need to wait for the ammonia to dissipate before we can go back in and assess the situation.
A judge tossed out a long-running, high-profile lawsuit today. 3 years ago, Exit Realty on the Rock owner Ann Squires sued then St. John's Deputy Mayor Ron Ellsworth. Well, the case finally came to a close at Supreme Court this morning, and the CBC's Rob Antle was there.
Ann Squires filed her statement of claim here at Supreme Court all the way back in 2016, accusing Ron Ellsworth of charging her illegal and criminal interest rates on loans. Ellsworth filed an application to have the matter thrown out, telling the court that no loans went to Squires herself and she had no standing to bring the lawsuit. The case was at Supreme Court today. Squires wasn't there, but 4:30 this morning she sent an email to Ellsworth's lawyer. Squires said she doesn't have the cash to continue pursuing the claim and wanted to withdraw. The judge threw out the case and awarded costs to Ellsworth. In past court filings, Ellsworth blamed bad press from the lawsuit in contributing to his election defeat in 2017. Squires had another matter here before a judge this morning, an unrelated criminal case. She's pleaded guilty to fraud charges related to her time at Exit Realty on the Rock. The defense and Crown are still working out details on how much money is involved, and that matter is due back in court this fall. Rob Antle, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, the House of Assembly is officially full. The province's final MHA was sworn in earlier today at Government House. Jordan Brown is joining his colleagues a few weeks late. His slim victory in Labrador West triggered a recount. That process concluded last week. Brown ended up winning the district by just 2 votes. Those were 2 important votes that meant the difference between a minority and majority government. The NDP win means the Liberal minority will continue in the House of Assembly.
It's a relief after after this last 6 weeks, and that now that I know that this is my position now, and it's a bit of a relief after everything that happened. But also there's a lot of responsibility behind it, and I'm prepared for that now too.
Now, still with the House and still with Labrador, Muskrat Falls came up today in question period, and this time the focus was on methyl mercury and whether it's too late to bring in any offsetting changes as the flooding is set to start this summer. Here now's Katie Breen joins us live in our newsroom. So, Katie, is the government going to do anything to reduce methyl mercury, or is it just too late?
Well, officials testifying at the Muskrat Falls inquiry say it's over, it's too late, they can't mitigate. and the opposition tends to agree.
I have difficulty believing that anything is going to be done at this stage. Certainly we've seen since last October saying something will be done, and now we're hearing that impoundment is happening, we're hearing that first water is going to move through the dam very soon. So it's really starting to look unlikely that we're going to see any work done on this.
When the government chooses to do nothing, deliberately, conscientiously chooses to do nothing, that is actually a form of action. Inaction is a form of action when it's deliberate and intentional.
People downstream of the project worry water will stir up the soil in the reservoir and poison the food they hunt and fish. One option to manage methylmercury was to remove some of that soil. Ball says it's now safe to say that won't happen. Another option was capping, or covering some of the vegetation. Ball says Cabinet approved that method in January, but it hasn't happened yet. He estimates capping would cost the province somewhere in the tens of millions of dollars, and he's not ruling it out.
Right now, we're exploring what options we have available to us with capping. If indeed, there's work that can be done at all, either pre or post impoundment. And so this is what we're working with right now, just to make sure that is the window actually closed, or are there opportunities that we can actually do something.
Ball says reservoir testing hasn't shown any spike in methylmercury and that capping would only mitigate by about 2%. But the area MHA worries that methylmercury could build over time. Now Ball is waiting for Indigenous leaders to get back to him with possible mitigation measures. But time's ticking. The reservoir is expected to be flooded this summer. Live in the newsroom, I'm Katie Breen for Here and Now.
A cell phone service will soon be available in Baleen, a small community near the tip of the Northeast Avalon.
It is indeed a great day, and I think it'll be a greater day when the tower goes up and people will get some bars on their phone.
The provincial government, Bell Canada, and the town will each pay a portion of the $500,000 it's going to take to build a cell tower in the community. The government announced the wireless expansion program last year, and Baleen is the 8th community to take advantage of that program.
In the recent assessment survey done by the town, 98% of responders identified cell service as the main need in our town. This project will enhance the viability of our town and remove barriers to residential and business growth. We have had several purchase and sales agreements of homes and business development applications in our town dropped as a direct result of cell service.
Last night, we told you about the university and college students who are preparing for a big international competition, which involves designing the future of travel. Well, today, those young people unveiled their most recent prototype.
So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our 4th competition pod.
This is the high-speed shuttle. A joint team of students from St. John's and Boston will present at the SpaceX Pod competition in California next month. The goal is speed. The students say this pod is designed to travel through a tube so fast it would get people from St. John's to Corner Brook in 30 minutes. 2 years ago, the group's submission landed them 2nd place in the competition. This time, they've redesigned the pod and believe their battery-powered electric motor could be a winner.
So our pod can do 0 to 100 in 2.1 seconds. My Honda Civic can do 0 to 100 in 10.2 seconds. And just in case if you're wondering, 2.1 seconds, 0 to 100 speed is faster than the Tesla P100D, the Bugatti Veyron, which was the fastest production car in the world, as well as some Formula race cars. So it is incredibly fast.
Remembering a fixture of the West Coast art scene.
More on music teacher and theater namesake Gary Graham. That's ahead on Here and Now.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Many people on the West Coast are mourning the loss of Gary Graham.
The legendary Corner Brook music teacher died yesterday. He was 73 years of age.
This is a community award, and I thank the community from the earliest groups performing at Expo 67 in Montreal to the rising musical theatre stars of our upcoming production of Cinderella at the Immaculate Heart of Mary School.
Graham, also known as Mr. G, moved to the island from Nova Scotia in 1966 at the age of 20. For years, he served as the musical director for Theatre Newfoundland and Labrador, as well as the Stephenville Theatre Festival.
He was an expert choir master, a dedicated church organist, and a much sought-after accompanist. In 2010, Corner Brook honored Graham by naming their Arts and Culture Theatre after him.
And in 2004, he was among the first recipients of the Order of Newfoundland and Labrador. Further arrangements and a celebration of Gary Graham's life are being planned for the coming days.
Now, just before we get to the weather, June is Pride Month, a celebration of diversity and inclusion.
Yeah, so the students at St. Teresa's School in St. John's created this video and sent it along to us.
Yes, it's written and performed by Amy Morgan and the St. Teresa's Pride Club, and it has a simple message: love is love.
Love is love.
Well, some teenagers and young people expressing their belief love is love.
It's a very nice song. It's lovely.
Here they go, smiles everywhere.
Nice job.
Yeah, well done.
Great job.
So, lovely day today for sure.
It was a beautiful day today. We got through some rain this morning. I think we had a little bit of everything today. Rain this morning and then beautiful afternoon. Lots of sunshine. Reached a high near 16 degrees here in St. John's. A little bit of a sea breeze in play though. Numbers are a little different across the island, or at least the Avalon today. Otherwise, we're looking at temperatures in the teens, and the hot spot was Lab City at 20 degrees. Now, you're still sitting there as we speak, and then those temperatures have dropped a little bit, currently sitting at about 14 degrees in St. John's. And as we head through the night tonight, these skies are going to clear out. So here's what we're seeing right now, some cloud cover for the majority of the island, and then the same along coastal Labrador as well as Happy Valley Goose Bay. But as I mentioned, things will clear out. So that risk of showers will end by morning, or at least overnight. And then we're going to see some lingering cloud cover and the potential for some drizzle along coastal Labrador as well. But these clear skies are leading to, and light winds rather, means that we could see some frost tonight. So we do have some frost warnings from Port aux Basques all the way through to Gros Morne. The interior and Green Bay, White Bay is under that frost warning. Now, anywhere really in low-lying areas, you're going to see that risk of frost overnight tonight. So here's your temperatures: 2 to 3 degrees along the west coast. The interior generally and central around 6 degrees, and then St. John's 7 degrees tonight. Those winds out of the west, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Along the west coast, those will be light. And then up through Labrador as well, winds easing and or around 10 to 15 kilometers an hour for Lab West, 5 degrees. We are going to see some cloud cover move in towards the early morning hours. Best chance of seeing some showers will be Lab City, and you'll see that cloud cover move in for the island as well. especially for the west coast, some increasing cloud through the day. Otherwise, another lovely afternoon. Mix of sun and clouds, slight chance we could see some showers around Clarenville over through to Bay Roberts in the afternoon. It could just be some darker clouds. We may not see some showers, but still that risk nonetheless. And then that cloud cover will move in and head towards the coast as we head towards the overnight. So here's a look at your temperatures. 16 degrees for St. John's. Those winds shifting from northwest to southeast, but still generally light, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Marystown 19 degrees. Clarenville same thing. Still have that, or I do have that risk of showers in there for you. Bonavista should reach a high near 14 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Sunshine the story right through Grand Falls, Windsor, Gander, Terra Nova as well. I have that slight chance of showers in there for you. Won't amount to much if it does develop, but still that risk. 17 degrees for Twillingate, and then Harbour Breton sitting at 13 tomorrow. If we head towards the coast, a little bit warmer. So Humber Valley, Corner Brook, 21 degrees, a little cooler for Portabasca at 13. But again, that sunshine, increasing cloud as we head towards the evening and overnight hours. 17 degrees it looks like for St. Anthony. Again, those northwesterlies shifting to northeasterlies, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. So not too much in the way of wind. Happy Valley, Goose Bay looking at 20 degrees tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine. 25 for Churchill Falls, and then 21 for Lav City as we start to see that potential for some showers through the day. Those winds going to be a little stronger as well. Southerly gusting upwards of about 40 kilometers per hour at times. And then for Nain, you're looking at 8 degrees, and northeasterlies 5 to 10 kilometers per hour. So let's look at your forecast. We'll look ahead towards the beginning of the long weekend anyway when I come back.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, it was the most read story on CBC's website across the country yesterday, and today it also had our local politicians talking. Last night, CBC Investigates shared the details of Samantha Rideout's story. Now, she fell down a flight of stairs last fall, and despite multiple trips to the emergency room, Rideout says it took 2 months to be diagnosed with a broken foot. And after an infection spread to her bone, she had to have her right leg amputated at the knee. Rideout's story came up today in the House of Assembly.
Speaker, there was a gut-wrenching story in the media about Samantha Rideout, who lost her leg after it took Eastern Health 2 months to make a proper diagnosis. This 30-year-old single mother of 3 children had had her life forever changed. Does the Minister feel Eastern Health did enough to help this woman?
The Honourable the Minister of Health and Community Services.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Obviously, I can't comment on individual cases before the House. The issue around Eastern Health and its protocols and policies is one they are investigating. What I would point out to the member opposite is that each of the health professionals involved in this lady's care are subject to self-regulating professions, and if there is an issue with the standard of care, then there is an avenue at no cost to the individual for them to appeal that directly to the physicians and nurses regulating bodies.
Thank you. The Opposition House Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can the Minister explain why Eastern Health took so long for her concerns to be taken seriously, and will he agree to meet with Ms. Rideout to listen to her concerns?
The Honourable the Minister of Health and Community Services.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. As I say, I can't comment on the specifics of any particular case. Eastern Health are doing their own review, I am told, under the provisions of our new legislation around patient safety and quality assurance, and I will wait for that. As I say, if the individual concerned in her care has concerns about the standard of that care, then there are other avenues that she can pursue independent of government and at no cost to herself, and I would encourage her to do so, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Holy honeybees. You know where you find Karen Stokes on Sundays. The St. John's Church was home to thousands of honeybees.
But you won't find a buzzkill here. The church made sure the bees stayed safe. We'll show you what happened coming up. Welcome back. Well, next is a story worthy of some buzz. For years, the walls of Corpus Christi Church in St. John's have been a cozy home for thousands of honeybees. Parishioners have certainly noticed the inside of the church has been buzzing with bees even in the winter months. So the church enlisted the beekeepers at Adelaide's Bee Reserve to safely remove the bees and place them in a hive. It took a while to find the nest, but once they did, Operation Holy Honey began, and we were there.
They've been here for 3 years, and people have been walking by past them all the time during Sunday Mass and funerals and baptisms, all that, and no one's had a sting.
We were getting a few people complaining, some of the parishioners, that were afraid to come in and out of the church because of where that they were located. So they were afraid at the time that they were wasps, and they were afraid they were going to get stung, that sort of thing. So I called one of the local bug places, and they said, yeah, we'll have a look at everything. But then when they looked over there, they said, we're not touching it. It's not wasps, it's honeybees, and we can't do it. So I said, okay, fine. So that's when this particular guy actually informed me about Paul and what he does.
Here we go. We found the bees just below the window here. There's a false wall, and we don't know how big they are at this point. We stopped there, so when we open the wall, we'll see how large the colony is.
And what's the process here? How's this going to unfold?
We're gonna add some smoke to the bees, then we're actually gonna cut out the wall, and we're gonna open it up and expose the bees. We'll add a little bit of more smoke, and then we're gonna just start taking comb one at a time, just like we do when we're opening a beehive. And we're going to keep them in the same order when we move them into an actual wooden beehive.
Do you have a sense yet of how big this colony is?
I'd say they're medium size. I'm thinking 30,000 bees. If you waited to do this till August, I mean, they could have been up 70,000 plus, right? Yeah. So it's fairly sized. For coming out of winter, they're very strong. There's a baby bee actually emerging, being born right here.
What?
Just come in close with your camera.
It's exciting. It is.
Why is it exciting?
I guess because over the past year I'm learning a little bit more about honeybees, and my son, of course, is learning about this in school and everything too, so he's finding it exciting and how important it is to keep the bees around because they're starting to dwindle. Did you know that bees have been important to religion and to the churches, for hundreds of years, back to medieval times?
The candles in the church were always traditionally used were beeswax.
Even the Pope right now and his vestments and such, he has honeybees on it. So, that says an awful lot right there.
There's been a long history with the church and with Catholicism and honeybees.
You have all the comb out of there. What's next?
We have, all that's left up here is some honey, and as you can see, there's quite a few bees. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the hive into this position. The baby bees, the brood, are all in here. These bees will gradually work their way down into the hive.
They're just finding their way into the entrance.
We want any foragers that are coming back, as well as these, to be in the beehive. And then this evening we'll come back and we'll take the rest of the honey out of the hive, and that'll be it.
It's something that was important for us to be able to take care of. It's one of these bugs that you need to respect in the way that they work together as a team, and they take care, and then they also provide. They provide us with honey. They pollinate our gardens and everything else. I have a garden at home of flowers and vegetables and herbs and everything else, and I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, they will.
The parishioners will be pleased, I'm sure, that the bees are out of there.
Look at those. Beautiful. Did you scoop any for your own collection at all?
No.
You got enough as it is?
I have enough bees, for sure. But the bees are now safe in a hive out to Adelaide's Bee Reserve. They have over 50 hives out there, so now they have one more.
There you go. Well, you notice how bright and yellow they were. Well, let's shift gears to something else kind of yellow in a different kind of way. Not bees, but an unbelievably yellow house. There's a home in Winnipeg where the owner must be thinking, what was I thinking? It's getting a lot of attraction because the owners decided to spruce up the exterior, and they decided to use a local company's mobile app to pick the paint color. What could go wrong? Well, they're wishing they just went and picked up the color in person.
I was shocked. I kept thinking, this can't be real. It was very sharp, and we could see it from like 2 blocks away. It's like a neon. I think it's meant for signs. So it's so interesting because it shines at night too, and there's like a glow factor. I was using the app for the paint company, and I was looking up a color called Butter Up. You know, I used the app to paint my house and was quite comfortable with the color and liked it, and it was my ignorance. And you know, in the future, I think what I will do is never use an app because you can't really see the color. I will go to the paint store and speak with their design experts. People are on the fence, but I think mostly their living rooms are yellow. All the houses that are directly next to us or across from us, I think it's really, it's kind of like a hazardous yellow in their own home. Like our house color has infiltrated not only our home, but our neighbor's home. So I feel sorry for them too. It actually glows in the dark. And we kind of found out, we found that out that first night. We put the kids to bed. It was about 9 o'clock. We went outside and the light was just resonating from our house, like the moon, our house. And all I could think was, oh my God, this glows in the dark. This is industrial paint.
Glow in the dark house.
What did you say? It's called Butter Up?
Butter Up.
Sort of like
yeah.
mustard on acid.
Like a buttercup under your chin. You know, do you like butter?
They must love it. Wow.
Well, Marina Havard says the paint company has been very kind and even offered to pay for the repainting.
But apparently there are only about 2 colors that will actually cover that bright yellow. So they're going to take their time and hopefully choose wisely and next time not use the app.
Lesson learned. Is the Kamloops Rube Band from British Columbia playing at a George Street bar last night as part of a pub crawl.
Now the group plays jazz and Dixieland music among other varieties while members dress up in colorful costumes. There you go.
Yeah, they're in St. John's to celebrate the band's 70th anniversary. George Street wasn't their only stop though.
As you can see there, they also took out their instruments for the spontaneous gig at Cape Spear.
Here now, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Lawyers and energy experts are still poring over a complicated legal decision by Quebec's top court last week. Now, on the surface, it's a rare victory that could allow the sale of some surplus energy from Churchill Falls. But what has received far less attention is how this decision reinforces Hydro-Quebec's control of water management. Now, to make sense of this complicated issue, joined now by Ed Hollett, a public policy consultant here in St. John's. Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we've got this map. Let's illustrate the problem.
This court case was supposedly about Churchill Falls, and the emphasis in the first part about getting power from Churchill Falls. The real issue is actually Muskrat Falls.
Right.
As you said in the introduction, this is about controlling the water flows to Muskrat Falls. Muskrat Falls is completely dependent, or almost completely dependent, on Churchill Falls for its ability to produce power. When this came up about 10 years ago, around the time the project was first made public, one of the issues that appeared very quickly was that if you couldn't control the water flows into Muskrat Falls from the upper Churchill, you'd only get a fraction of its power output.
Right.
It has an installed capacity of about 824 megawatts. You'd only get about 17% of that out if you couldn't control the water properly.
And the fact that every Newfoundlander and Labradorian knows is Quebec controls that side of the puzzle, right?
Right. Nalcor thought that they had an interpretation of the renewal contract period, which we're now in, it started in 2016, that would allow them to run the plant here and the plant at Muskrat Falls together, still meet their obligations to Hydro-Quebec, and everybody would be the winner. Hydro-Quebec wasn't sure about that, so they took it to court in 2016 and had first one and now the second court in Quebec say, yeah, you pretty much control it like you always have. So that leaves Nalcor in a very, very difficult position here. Because, again, as you see here, this is a nice little illustration we've got of what appears to be a very fat flow, but which is what could happen at some times of the year. But the question is what happens when, for
Because
example,
the rain doesn't always cooperate.
when the rain doesn't run, or actually in this case what it would be is, since Hydro-Quebec's running this to meet their needs in Quebec, what happens when they don't need the power here and want to shut it down?
Okay, and what's interesting about that court case, we'll take a look at one section of that
Right.
court case, which actually states this point. The right to schedule and plan its energy, that's for Quebec, and the power requirements, and to postpone or accelerate the delivery of energy from one month to another. A lot of words there. Let's take a look at what this actually means. Maybe you can explain this, Ed.
What it means in practice is that they can control, that Hydro-Quebec controls the power production at Churchill Falls to meet its requirements anywhere else. If they don't need power and they're not running water through the turbines here, there's just a tiny trickle of water that moves downstream to Muskrat Falls, which means Muskrat Falls can't produce as much electricity as Nalcor had hoped. And that's the problem. Muskrat Falls itself has been justified on the basis of producing almost 5 terawatt hours a year of power. It'll probably produce less than 1 reliably on this basis.
And yet this court case has been heralded as a small victory for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Because everybody focused on the tiny, tiny amount of extra power that you would get out of the upper Churchill that Quebec doesn't get in this renewal period. But there's another part of the problem with that is that we don't really know when that comes or how you might access it.
It's not reliable.
There's nothing reliable about it. The one key part of this whole exercise, though, is the impact of this on Muskrat Falls. It's been a problem since the beginning. Nalcor ignored it from the beginning, at least publicly. They tried to pretend that they had it fixed, and quite obviously, they don't. A number of critics, including the 2041 group, suggested this about 7 or 8 years ago, and Nalcor insisted that that it wasn't a problem.
Right.
Actually, it's been consistently a problem.
All right, still waiting for them to throw the switch on this as well.
And that's where this all comes, because even mitigating rate impacts comes from producing some electricity for Muskrat Falls.
All right.
But if you have a problem there, you don't have much of anything.
Okay, Ed Hollett, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Interesting stuff. Well, turning now to some international news, scientists say climate change is not just a problem for the present and the future, it's also a problem for the past. Experts are meeting in Athens to discuss the impacts of climate change on cultural heritage. In the shadow of some of the world's most famous monuments, they're looking at ways to prevent and repair damage caused by heat and rain and pollution. The Acropolis and the city's ancient walls show evidence of that damage. Conservation projects have been set up using lasers to clean some of the monuments and erase the stains caused by pollution. But extreme weather events continue to threaten the foundations of some of the endangered temples and buildings.
To the United States now, where a surprise event has happened. The acting head of U.S. Customs and Border Protection has suddenly submitted a resignation. John Sanders' departure comes amid widespread anger over the agency's detention of migrant children at the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, Sanders did not give a reason for his resignation. He will leave the job officially on July the 5th. The detention centers are increasingly controversial. Lawyers who visited one last week described horrendous conditions. Children with inadequate food, little medical care, and some kids left to look after toddlers all on their own. And the outrage prompted officials to move about 250 children out of that center yesterday. However, there is a report today that about 100 of them have since been returned. Welcome back. All right, before we get to what a beautiful day it was and what's coming, you're from Mount Pearl, right?
Yes, proudly.
And you know that your hometown has a new anthem, a bit of a buzz?
Yes, I saw it today.
And so you're proud?
I am. You know, as a Mount Pearlian, I really liked it.
Mount Pearlian. Now, last week, the French school board described Mount Pearl as being less nice than, of course, very sexy Galway. And today, Mount Pearl had something to say. The city says it's a progressive place with a strong sense of home and humor, as you're about to see.
Yes, and Mount Pearl definitely has a lot to brag about. Everything from free parking in this video they talk about to the Mount Pearl curl, of course, which I am proud to say that I did have.
Did you?
Back in the day. Oh, yes.
Want pictures? Pictures?
Not going to get them, but anyways, have a look.
Now where else can you get your garbage pickup automated? The Avalon Peninsula is where we're situated. Work life so balanced that you can never hate it. The jewel of Newfoundland, 88 Incorporated. Built a museum during the war. Open Tuesday to Friday, 10 till 4. It has a large screen TV, a VCR, and shows CBC. Oh please, everyone's so nice here. Parking's free everywhere. It's all good, Peter's pepperoni. You can walk your pony. it's beautiful.
Welcome to Mount Pearl, Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount Pearl.
People are friendly.
Welcome to Mount Pearl, Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount Pearl.
We have a Facebook.
Welcome to Mount Pearl, Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount Pearl.
It smells nice. And we love pets. Mount Pearl. It's where no one's ever shady. Politicians don't need to kiss your baby. Picture Ned Flanders or the Bradys. And every day's the same pace since the 80s. Our town crier's so much flyer, not just cause his bike is higher. Land washes our brewery, Big Stop's got that heat, that fire. Shallow water exercise for our friends who retire. Lester Lube will grease your coupe, Tony's a Zamboni driver. Better believe it, business here's a big deal. Over 20 sport fields, plus our Wi-Fi strong. Damn right, we got it going.
Welcome to Mount Pearl, Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount Pearl.
We have bingo night.
Welcome to Mount Pearl, Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount Pearl.
And a great neighborhood watch. Welcome to Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount Pearl.
Mount Pearl!
Yeah, and you can, that's a shortened version of that video. You can see the full thing on Mount Pearl's website.
Well done, Mount Pearl.
Yeah,
That
I
was
love
wonderful.
the baby fist pump.
That's nice. Yeah.
And the
And
pony.
the mic drop. Well done. Very well done.
Oh, that's going to
I
take a
still
while.
want to see pictures of.
I'll show you privately.
Oh,
I will.
come on. Think about it.
It's
People
not
want to see
pretty.
it. If you want to see the picture of her with the pearl curl,
Don't
just
even start that.
Put it on Twitter and we'll have it on tomorrow. 10 tweets is all we need.
Anyways,
That's not
Ashley,
nice.
the weather.
Yes, the weather.
Okay, there's a long weekend this weekend.
There is a long weekend this weekend. You know, the last couple of days have been pretty nice. It seemed quiet, and it looks like it's going to be quiet again for Thursday.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that's good news. We'll take a look at the future tracker. We are going to see some cloud cover eventually move through. Maybe the slight chance of some showers again, or at least showers for the Avalon. And then it looks unsettled up through Labrador with that chance of showers through the afternoon on Thursday. And then eventually into the evening and overnight hours as well. There are those showers that I was talking about for the Avalon. Here's a look at your temperatures though. Not too bad, between 19 and 22 degrees it looks like for the most part. A little cooler for Port aux Basques. St. John's only reaching, looks like right now, a high near 14 degrees. Again, I do have that chance of showers in the forecast. 22 for Happy Valley Goose Bay with that, with the chance of showers through the afternoon as well. Cartwright 21, and then another day a little bit unsettled for Lab City as well, 21 degrees for you. So over and looking towards the weekend, it does look unsettled at this point. A couple of systems, weak systems in play, but still looks like it's going to bring some cloud cover along with that chance of showers through the afternoon on Friday. Can't rule out the chance of some sunny breaks as well. Again, this is still a couple of days out. We do have a couple days to iron that out. But Saturday afternoon, that weak low moves over Labrador. And then we have one offshore as well for the Avalon. So it does look like showers, and then into Sunday, potentially the best day of the weekend as of right now. Looking at some sunny breaks and then unsettled up through Labrador as well, with that shower activity moving in late day. So over the next couple of days, those temperatures are going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. This is what we're looking at right now for St. John's and Eastern Newfoundland. Sunshine tomorrow, 16 degrees, and then a little bit of a drop, just by a couple of degrees. Between 13 and 15 degrees, it looks like, as we head towards the weekend. I do have generally gray skies for both Friday and Saturday, with peaks of sun right now for Sunday and 17 degrees. And then for central Newfoundland, 22 degrees it looks like tomorrow, generally sitting in that 20 degree range right through the week. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday is a little bit of a mix of sun and cloud. Friday is the best chance of showers, and then same for Sunday, and 21 degrees. Now for Western Newfoundland tomorrow, sunshine, and sunshine right through Thursday as well. 21, 22 degrees, a little bit of a dip into the high teens for Friday and Saturday, unsettled, and then that peaks of sun for Saturday, or Sunday rather, and 21 degrees. Now for Eastern Labrador, 20 degrees tomorrow, 22 it looks like for Thursday with that chance of showers, and then generally cloudy as right now for Friday. Saturday looking at a mix of sun and cloud, and then that chance of showers again on Sunday. And then for Western Labrador, similar forecast as far as those temperatures go. And then we're going to see that chance of showers continue right through Thursday. And then I have it in the forecast for the weekend as well. So that's a look at that forecast. A look at your weather photo. A beautiful weather photo today. A little bit of a sunset there. This was taken last week on the Avalon. I'll tell you where this was taken and who took it when we come back.
And a very lonely bird.
Yeah. Yes, just one bird.
I got the sky to myself.
Welcome back. Well, it must be one of the most obscure sports in the world.
And it had a big weekend. The Moto Ball, yes, Moto Ball final was held in Germany. That does not look fun.
Teams from Belarus, France, Germany, the Netherlands, and Russia took part. The game has 4 players per side riding motorcycles.
Yeah, now the ball is oversized, but the goals are regulation size, and there's a traditional goaltender. I can't think of a sport I'd least want to be goalie in. He doesn't even get a bike. The Russians, who've been dominating this season, of course, they beat Germany 7-5.
It looks like a very dangerous sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it.
Yeah. We'll take a look at our weather photo. Where'd you guess that was from?
Mount Pearl. Welcome to Mount
great
Pearl.
views there.
Yes, beautiful. No, it's
Quite like
Conception Bay South, actually taken in Foxtrap.
Yeah. Just down the road.
Just down the road, yeah.
Mount Pearl does not have an ocean, but
no.
you know.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sending that photo in. If you have any weather photos you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Thank you, Roz Tucker, for that. Appreciate that. Okay, I guess that's it for this evening.
Yeah.
All right. 2 days to go before Costco opens.
Yes.
Start like a clock ticking down on the corner of the screen, right? Those motorcycles might be, anyway, we'll see that.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Great night.
Good night.
Good night.